gentleman here today with us named Shannon, and he is here to talk about his journey in single fatherhood. Shannon is raising two daughters. Am I correct?
Girls. Yep.
Two girls. So last week we had my cousin George on, and he was telling us all about his experience as a single father raising his two sons. So this week we have Shannon, and Shannon is Dawn's cousin, and he is going to be talking to us about his journey as a single father raising two girls. But before we let Shannon come on, Dawn, is this something you want to chime in on?
Yeah, I just want to do a quick recap on the mail-in ballots, requesting a mail-in ballot for the November 3rd election. If you're going to request a mail-in ballot, it has to be done by October 27th. And if you do the mail-in ballot, you fill it out, and if you take it you decide that you want to physically vote, go to the actual voting machine, to the polling place, then you take your mail-in ballot to the polling place, and they will void your ballot, but you have to physically take it there and give it to them. All right? So that's it. Oh, we want to offer our condolences to Corey Harrell on the loss of his father. We want to give our condolences to everyone who has lost a loved one this week, whether it's COVID, whether it's this senseless violence that's happening here in the city. Something has to be done. And again, use your sphere of influence to come up with some possible solutions that we can implement that will affect change.
Yes. So, Dawn, would you like to introduce Shannon?
Oh, tonight we have my cousin. Tonight we're still progressing for the month. We're talking about fathers and the importance of fathers. So the first few weeks we're dealing with single fathers, those guys who are custodial parents and raising their children. So if you have any questions, you have any comments for our guest or for ourselves, please give us a call, 267-888-6019. Hit the Glock line, 267-888-6019.
Sounds kind of dangerous. Glock line.
Absolutely.
I don't want no smoke.
We shooting you with the real shit on the Glock line.
I appreciate you ladies having me on. Love the platform. As supportive as I can be, and I'll add you guys to my rotation is places where and sources where people should come for information to be disseminated. I like what you guys doing. You very, very up on the mail-in ballots and voting. You guys are on it, and I just appreciate y'all perspective and even giving my moms and dads a platform to talk about their everyday experiences. So I definitely appreciate that. I don't know how you want to do it, cuz you want to ask some questions.
Well,
first I bought gifts. Okay?
Oh wait, before we get there, before you talk about that,
before we get the gifts.
I am so proud of my cousin. Like, he is my go-to guy if I have any questions. Just have decent and great conversation. He is like this whole digital media platform. He is the go-to guy if you are interested in doing something musically, podcasting, whatever it is. Hit him up. This is a jewel here. This is a real gem, and you will not go wrong. And whatever he says is his price, y'all pay him.
Yeah, cause
just pay him, okay? Money. I'm telling you.
You don't only want to get the layup for free, okay?
Give him his
money.
My
people. Pay my people, okay? I promise you will not be disappointed. He has great products. He brought some gifts here tonight, and we are excited. Listen, I ain't gonna lie to you.
I love gifts.
That wine, he got some wine. He got some other stuff. He got some.
I need some of that later.
I'll break it all down for you.
But wait. When I took the corn to some friend's house, Willie, I know you watching. This is my cousin who made the corn.
Willie, what up, Willie? Yeah.
You make the corn with the flavors?
It's funny you should say that. I just did an apple pie moonshine last night.
That sounds delicious.
But we not gonna get into.
We ain't gonna get into that right
part.
now. We're gonna talk about that another day.
When the mics go off, we can
talk about that later.
Whatever you want. When the mics go off. We don't need to know what's going on in the backyard. Now.
That's right. Because today we talk about.
That's why it's just called corn. That's just why we
right.
we ain't going no further than that. We ain't going no further than that.
The back.
Yeah. So I kind of like to do a lot of different things, man.
Yes. So with you doing all these things, you're an entrepreneur, you're doing all these things, and you're raising your daughter. So tell us how you got to the to the point where you found yourself as a single dad raising two girls?
Let me first say this: my greatest accomplishment is my girls. Everything that I do for them, and their future, and everything that I'm trying to get accomplished now. It's not for me; it's for them. You know what I mean? Money doesn't motivate me, but their future does, and I want them to have every advantage possible. As far as how I found myself in a position of being a custodial parent, I'll have to go back to my own history. I was raised in a household with just my mom, and I'm not going to take anything away from my stepdad, Joe, because when I remember most of my childhood and the things that stick out about having him be a part of that childhood, it was never the dollars and the $5. It was never the birthday gifts or any of that stuff. It was him showing up to sports banquets when we were having trophy ceremonies, baseball and football games. Shout out to the Belmont Saints. Anybody listening from the West Philly area or down the bottom, Belmont Saints and the Eagles. We had an epic battle. But the point is, I never wanted to be my father.
Right.
No, I didn't say my stepfather because I feel like Joe was a great influence on me. He bestowed upon me a lot of wisdom. He imparted a great work ethic on me. But my biological father was just gone. So I never wanted to be that. So when I found myself in a position where I was having a daughter, and regardless of what happened between me and mom, and it doesn't matter, and I'm not going to sit here and try to bash her.
Right.
She's a great mom. She's doing the best she can, and I'm super appreciative of all of her efforts and what she does to help with our girls because she does an amazing job when she can. But for me, it was all about not wanting to be a weekend father, and which is nothing wrong with that. Be a part. If any dads are listening out there, be a part of your kid's life any way you can. Okay, it does not matter if it's only on weekends or every other weekend, or you get them for the summer. It does not matter. I just think it's extremely important for fathers to be present. Okay,
present.
You may not be perfect, but be present.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I have a few friends that I heard you say you reached out to a couple of these nonprofits. I got a friend of mine's, Brent Johnstone, who's the co-founder of Fathers Read. And I'm going to put you guys in contact with him and Keith because they do some amazing work as two gentlemen who care about literacy in our community.
Right.
So I want to make sure I link you guys with them as well. But the point is, you don't have to be perfect to be a great father.
Right.
Because in no means, way, shape, or form am I perfect. I try every single day to do the very best that I can. And my primary job is to bestow upon them all the lessons that I learned, all the trials and tribulations that I went to, so that they can have the triumphs and don't go through those trials and tribulations. Now, again, they're going to grow and they're going to be who they're going to be. But as long as I know I did the very best that I could to bestow upon them everything that I have good in me, okay? Mm-hmm. Everything that I have good in me,
right.
I'm sure they'll be excellent citizens of the world, not just Philadelphia, not just Pennsylvania or the states, but of the world, because I want them to know that the world is bigger than the four corners or the blocks that they are raised in right now. Right. I want them to experience things, and I want them to be world citizens and not just of the United States.
Right. Absolutely. So, so being a dad, raising girls, because I know last week we had our cousin on and he's raising boys and he's a man. So I'm sure that because he's a man, he has that camaraderie that he would have with boys. What is it like? How old are your daughters?
Kayla and Cameron. Okay, so Cameron, they're 7 and 8.
Okay.
Kayla has a birthday Wednesday, Wednesday coming up. So she'll be 9. So right now they're 7 and 8.
Okay, so they'll be 8. So they'll be 7 and 9 in a couple weeks. So
in a
what
couple
is
days, Wednesday, Kayla will be 9, and she's ready.
Yeah. So what is it like raising 2 young girls? Like, what is it like? You know.
Wait, let me interject here. Let me take.
Go ahead.
He does spa days.
Oh, right
Yes.
now, Dave. That's what I'm talking about.
I love it
That's
because
what I'm
he's
talking
teaching
about.
them to be young ladies.
See, I don't post it all the time because I don't want. I don't know. It's just not something
Right.
that I'm looking for recognition for.
Right.
Right.
But my girls have spa days every Friday
That's
or
it.
Saturday.
What?
They
I ain't even
hair
a spa
salon,
day.
hairdresser, nails, toes, little massage on the feet.
That's what's up.
It's important to me that they understand their value.
Right.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
And I don't want them to be impressed by certain things. So if I provide them those things, the quote unquote men who doesn't mean them
No
good intentions
Right.
can't get to them.
At
Right.
all.
So it's important to me to like I show up to when they were in school, and even now I'll stop at the supermarket Giant some nights, and I'll grab flowers and I'll just bring flowers home to my girls. They are accustomed to that, not used. They're accustomed to dad bringing them flowers, having spa days, making hair appointments. They shop online more than grown women. I feel like sometimes they wearing daddy cards out. Okay, but
Don't take
again,
long.
it's for me. They earn everything that they get.
Okay.
My daughters are really intelligent. They work very hard, especially under the circumstances now with COVID and how we're doing virtual learning.
Right.
But even in class, my daughters both honor roll since they started school.
Right.
So it's extremely difficult for me to tell them no for anything because
right.
I don't even have to ask them to do certain stuff. They want to mop the floor. Like
That's
they
what's up.
want to do dishes. Like
That's what's up.
So for me, I am extremely blessed in the sense that I have great girls.
Wow.
And that's just not
awesome.
me being a biased dad. Like people who are around my girls say, "What are you doing?
Right.
How do they?" Extremely respectful, speak when spoken to, courteous, please and thank you, and they just love being girls. So for me, I'm extremely blessed to have Kayla and Cameron, and for them to be the little people that they are right now, because it's not a lot of work. A lot of what I deal with is just them clashing with each other.
Right. Of course. Absolutely.
Cameron's the little sister, but Cameron is a lot more rough and ready for the world and, out there and wants to explore. Kayla
Right.
is like, no,
Baby.
I want my hair done, my feet done, and I want to do my makeup and, you know what I mean? Again, she's the for lack of a better term, the girly girl.
Right.
So they clash because Cameron doesn't want to be looked at as the little sister.
Okay.
She wants to
She's
be
that
on the
independent.
she is that
she's on that
independent
independent.
bulldog.
Right,
Okay.
right.
Cameron is the one who I literally have to try and keep her reined in a little bit because she'll go off
Right.
left
Her own little space, her own little world.
Yeah, yes. And now she's missing it too, so she really thinks she's like a badass now. Like I've never seen a child happy to lose a tooth. Like look,
Especially
first,
a little girl.
especially a little girl, but they get a lot of money for their teeth.
She
So
makes plenty of
that's
20.
part of it. I think that's part of it, but for the most part, she is like excited that she lost. Like I took her tooth out in the middle of virtual learning in one of her classes, and she still got a little bit of blood. And she's like, her teacher name is Miss Creed. She's like, Miss Creed, look, my tooth is gone. Like
Right.
yes.
She's like,
She bagged it, tagged
That's
it, was
her
like
badge
this
of
going
honor.
under the pillow. Right. Like Cameron and Kayla, she would have been whining and daddy, and I gotta hold her forever. Cameron was like, Daddy, look, it's ready. Let's go.
she's like,
In
let
the
me pull
middle of
this out.
class.
Right.
Because the way I have it set up is they're in class right there with me while I'm working
Right.
on all my business ventures on my computer. So I'm with them through, like when they get up to go to school, I'm with them to get up and work
That's
on what I
beautiful.
have going
Right,
on.
that's awesome.
It
That's
is.
awesome. And this it's such a a great thing to see that not only are you like raising your girls, but you are enjoying raising your girls.
You can
like he is enjoying exactly like it just
comes all out, oozes out of
it's
him.
rewarding to feel. It's rewarding for me to feel, hear him feel so rewarded. Like it's not an extra burden. It's like you know what I'm saying. Like you're doing what you have to do, and plus some.
Yeah, because for me, I don't fear them. Like, see, here's the thing, and all my friends like they knock me in the head. Oh, dude, come on, man. I wanted girls. Like most guys are like,
they want those
I want the son to lead the legacy. He gonna be the star running back like I was. And I'm like, what life did you lead? We grew up together. If my mom knew all the shit that went on with me,
right,
and growing up in the down the bottom, she would have died a long time ago. So for me, it was like the worst that can happen is they could come home pregnant. Shit, I take it. Come on, I'm pop.
For all of right.
I'm pop.
But see, you know what? But see. Because you're raising your daughters the way that you are, you probably won't be pop no time soon. You gonna be waiting, and that one with that too, she probably ain't gonna give you no grandkids. Not no time soon. Anyway.
Because if anything, they're gonna
enjoy themselves.
They're gonna be about their business,
about their business and their business ventures. Because by him being an entrepreneur and having multiple businesses, he is their guide. He is the blueprint. He's providing, he's protecting, he's present. He's doing everything that he is supposed to do. He's not only preparing them for now, but he's preparing them for their future.
Absolutely.
And that is so important. It's vital that fathers prepare their children for their future, long term, and that you leave a legacy, not just for your boys, but for your girls, but for all your children and your grandchildren. So you got to set your children up for that.
Yes, and both my girls are entrepreneurs. And I tell people all the time, if you're going to come to my house, make sure you bring cash. Cameron, you can't leave
you gotta buy something
without making a purchase.
That's right.
I said that to her. I said,
you
let people, you come in. First of all, you lucky if you can even come to my house. That's number one.
Right.
I don't allow
a lot
people, in my personal space with them.
Right.
It's very few people I trust with them.
Right.
You know what I mean? So for me, if you come through, is respect the space, but also be prepared to buy something because they're both going to try and sell you something.
Right.
And you can't really tell them no.
What are you going to tell two little girls now?
Yeah. Well, how you going to look at them, tell them no, and then look at me? You don't want to do that.
You ain't going to break off that little couple dollars and buy them something. And buy something from them girls.
Even on my way here tonight, Cameron, I had made a very egregious mistake. I was getting ready to walk out the house without her product, and she knew I was coming to do the podcast or the show. And she, bulldog that she is, said, Daddy, we ran out of Cammy cakes. Like, I don't see none in the bag. And I'm like, oh, sorry. And I went in the shed and opened the bin, and sure enough, we had plenty. So she's, make sure you take it.
That's right. Since you check
and make sure you have my money when you get back.
She said,
swear to God.
That's
we
right.
got you. We got you.
We got you, baby girl.
Whoa, wait, pause. This isn't costing you guys anything. Everything that's here is on me.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
Thank you.
I'll make sure she gets paid.
We got a phone call.
Do we have a caller?
Wait a
All
minute.
right, we got a caller.
In to
We got a
something.
caller on the line. We have a
Oh, man.
caller.
Oh, wait a minute.
Hello. Hello, caller.
Oh, wait a second. Hold on.
Hello.
Hello?
Yes. Thank you for calling. You're live.
Thank you for calling. We can hear you. You are live on WillPower UnSurfaced. Who do we have the pleasure of speaking with?
I'm live right now. Is my man Shannon right there?
Yes,
Your
he
man
is.
Shannon is right here. Yes, he is. Who do we have the pleasure of speaking with?
What's going on, good brother? It's Big Roll.
Big Roll. What's up? This is my guy, Big Roll from Connected Radio 215. If you're not in tune, get in tune. Just like Glockware, it's another independent station that I'm looking to work with and build up. But Big Roll is one of the personalities over there. Got his own show.
Okay.
Dope. Very, I want to say, driven guy. Can't wait to have him on my show.
Well, you have an invitation to come here too, Big Bro.
Yes, absolutely.
That's a lot of love. I appreciate
Big Roll gonna bring the when he come. I'm telling you now, y'all need to be ready for Big Roll, okay? Make sure y'all ready for Big Roll. He gonna take care of my cousin and my sisters. He gonna take care of y'all.
That's what's
But
up.
just be ready, because he's bringing the heat.
Buckle up. Hey, look, man, I didn't want nothing, man. I just had to make 2 quick points. One, I'm just glad to see you back China where you're supposed to be at.
Appreciate
Yeah, I mean, and 2, on the subject of the daughters and the entrepreneurship, that's dope. Just make sure you put away some bail money in case we got to put hands on somebody.
You better believe it, bro. You better believe it. You better believe it. I got enough
These young
guns
boys
in the
are
house.
stupid out here.
I got enough guns in the house, and I got enough friends to make sure that I'm good.
Let man keep shining. Keep stepping up the smoke, man. Stay you, man.
Oh man, I appreciate that, man.
And thank you for calling.
And I'm sorry. I just want to say hello to the rest of the cast. I'm sorry. I apologize.
You
That's
good.
all right.
You good. You good. Big Ro. So
This family role, so you good.
When we reach out to Shannon, we see when you're available and you come on, so it's cool. So when he say Dawn and Khadijah, you know who it is.
You know it's us. And we really
Sounds good to me.
appreciate
Hey,
you
listen,
calling
I'm
in.
there, folks. Enjoy the rest of your show.
All right.
Thank you.
Thanks, bro.
Janet, I'll
All right.
Yes. So if you didn't hear, that was Big Roll. And when was that
Connected Radio 215.
Connected Radio 215?
Special shout out to the Glockaware Radio.
Yes.
This family right here, man.
Yes.
Toucan,
Glock-
Shab, Wax Spinner. First of all, how I met them was in this type of environment, and they've been nothing but great guys from day one.
Absolutely, they are.
Business, very business savvy, very great work ethic. And Glockaware is another one of those radio stations. Glockaware Radio is another one of those independent stations that we need more people to get in tune to, because they deliver on in a way that we can relate.
Right.
And they got like entertainment, just what they do in the realm of hip hop with local artists.
Yes.
Nobody compares, nobody touches them when it comes to the work they put in. First of all, they known all over the country. Like Glockaware is one of those brands that people know, from back in the day, the early mid 90s with the t-shirts. But more importantly, the work that they've done on radio and with local talent and talent across the country is impeccable, and I appreciate them continuing that grind and putting that work in.
Absolutely,
and having the platform.
We absolutely do appreciate.
And wait, now and Toucan told me today, just showed me that. Child, they got a party bus. Like Glockaware is
We having some parties on that bus. I'm gonna tell y'all that right now.
Hey.
I sat in one of the seats.
So
we gonna be partying on that bus.
I don't know. I'm gonna have to miss the party one that you gonna be on, because I'm gonna act crazy. I don't get to come out much. I'm gonna act crazy.
I don't know if you and your cousin need to be on the same bus.
Next time that you go to New York, now they just went to New York. I think he said Friday. But the next time they go to New York, Toucan hit up my cousin so he can go and hang and let his hair down. Then the next time I'll go. So he said, okay, he got you.
He got you.
All right, so we got him first. You take him first.
All right,
Get on the bus. Get on the bus
and enjoy yourself.
Yes. So it is such a pleasure to have Shannon here. Single dad, entrepreneur.
Yes.
He got his daughters into entrepreneurship.
Yes.
And that's one thing that I know for myself, as I'm really big on entrepreneurship. I'm really big on, especially for our youth. You know what I'm saying?
We have to be.
We weren't, in our, when we were coming up, it was like go to work, get a good job, go to college, get a good job.
We have to.
Yes.
We have to extinguish that mentality.
Exactly. Yes.
We have to kill it and put. Now, don't get me wrong. There's nothing wrong.
No, you have to get that education.
With honest days work for an honest day's pay.
Right.
Don't ever most of the times you can't. And I tell every entrepreneur that I work with that if you have not worked in the field that you want to go in, if you don't have a passion for it, if you have not at least interned in the field that you want to go into, don't do it till you have put in the work to see if you have that passion and want to be there. Because what I love about what I do now is it doesn't feel like work. I've walked away. I worked at the University of Pennsylvania for 9 years. I walked away almost 9 years ago now, I walked away, and my family freaked out.
I forgot you worked there.
Yeah, they like, oh, that's a good job. People retire from that job, and that job pays good money. And the operative word was always job.
Right.
In that job, what they didn't understand, what I was going through mentally, was I was suffocating. I felt like I was drowning. I felt like, I was chained to a time clock. For 9 years, I worked 3 to 11:30, and the anxiety that I would get at like 12 o'clock thinking about getting ready for work to go in, because you don't work 8.5 hours when you go to a job. Right. And again, this is not trying to deter people from working.
Right.
Everybody has a role to play. I just understood that my role wasn't going to a job and clocking in or asking for paid time off or being sick and having to answer somebody for not feeling good and scheduling vacation months in advance or trying to get permission to spend time with my daughters.
Right.
And yeah, Kayla's about to be 9. So yeah, it's about 9 years since I actually punched in for the University of Pennsylvania. And there's nothing wrong with working. Please don't misunderstand what I'm saying. But for me, everybody has to do what's good for them. But you nailed it when you said that we have to change that mentality, that the only way to be successful and have a good life is to go find a good job. Education is paramount, but I'm not going to say college is mandatory.
Right.
So where we're going now, and this is a tidbit for anybody out there listening, where we're going now, if I'm going to push my kids into a field, it's going to be programming.
Right.
Okay? Because where we going, AI is the future. Artificial intelligence is the future. So if you're going to push the youth to do something, and there's, I want to say 4 programs out there right now that will set it up to where as though your child can learn programming for free.
Right.
I'm not sure what they are right offhand, but I was looking into it for my daughters because don't be stupid. Have a contingency, right? So both my daughters are entrepreneurs, but their primary focus right now is school. They love, Kayla has Maywa Cosmetics, Cameron has Cami Cakes, and they both love it because they like to sell. They like to produce content for their brand. They like to make the stuff that they're making. But what I do understand is they're 9 and 7. They may not want to do that later on.
Right.
But if there's something that I would like to push them into, or not push them into, but steer them towards, is programming, learning coding. Like, that's where the future is. And that's easily walking into a field where you're anywhere from $100,000 to $200,000 a year walking in.
Right.
Now, I don't know what the dollar will mean, another 10, 15 years from now when they get out of school and ready to enter the job market. But I can only assume that it's going to go up, especially for programmers. And if you're good at it, you have secured your future with that. So back to what I was saying, me understanding that the 9 to 5 wasn't for me, I've done plenty of things and plenty of businesses that all failed miserably. Okay. But you learn something from every failure. And as long as you're not afraid to fail and you can keep trying, you'll start to have those successes. Those small successes lead to the big successes. So as long as you understand that it's okay to fail, but take what you learned from those failures and not to do those same things, and the little successes that you did have, apply that to your next goal, apply that to your next venture, and you'll have the type of success that you're looking for.
Absolutely.
And look at that. How great is that? Like I said
Absolutely.
earlier, you are their blueprint. So now the kids have seen your businesses fail. Now they see you had some success. But the whole thing is you're resilient. You keep going. You keep going. And again, listen to what he said. He just dropped a nugget here, a real nugget. Programming. Get your children involved in STEM and programming because the way of the world where it's going.
Absolutely.
So it's no excuse. Now, if he said there's some free programs, he just dropped it. Now it's up to you to investigate. We can't give you everything. So we share what we can.
If I knew we were going, I would have been more. I would have had the program.
That's okay, but they can always. Google is free. They
True.
can use Google.
We can always run it back another time.
That too. But again, he's dropped some nuggets. He's dropping wisdom, and I hope you guys are really listening. So no, there's no drama with him and his situation, none of that kind of stuff. But he's sitting here and he's dropping real pearls, and I hope that you get it. And it's some things that you can implement into your own parental style. And how do you address the kids, okay, like you got the cosmetics and you have the candy cakes, about a crowded market, the kids finding.
So the way I address every entrepreneur who thinks that something is oversaturated or it's too many people doing this or it's too many people doing that, I to me, you already given yourself an excuse to fail.
Right.
So immediately, I'm not interested in working with you because
Wow.
you're giving yourself a built-in fail-safe to just fail.
Wow. Wait,
But-
say that again, please. Wow. Wow. That
I,
wow.
I,
Say that
I
again.
said if you're telling yourself the market is oversaturated or it's too many people doing it, I don't like working with those people because you're giving yourself a built-in fail-safe to fail, which tells me you're okay with failing because you think going in that so many people are doing it that you can't succeed at it.
Right.
That's a mentality that I'm not interested in bringing into my circle.
Right.
Because the way I see it, and with the marketing classes that I took, it was always said to me that, for every Coke there's a Pepsi, and then you have your Shasta, and then you have your RC, and there's 900 other cola companies out there.
Exactly.
And the software beverage is probably $5 billion a year. So you telling me if I can get 1% of that cola market, I get 1% of $5 billion? You can't tell me I can't sell cola.
Right.
Just like you can't tell me if I decided I wanted to sell bread, I can't sell bread. It's probably 5,000 wineries in the United States. Well, what do we have here?
We have.
What do we have here?
Don't
tell me I can't sell
Exactly.
big exclusive wine.
Big
That's right.
exclusive.
Because again, part of the reason, the psychological reason people buy into a brand, 9 times out of 10 is not because you've seen it on the show. It's because Cuz told me, Khadijah told me,
Right.
or I marketed it in such a way that you
couldn't
bought into
forget
me.
it.
That's right.
Right.
That's right.
Right.
You bought into my story. You bought into my journey.
Right.
So you decided to invest in it or give it a shot because, again, like you said, there was an unbelievable marketing campaign that made you want to go out and say yes to it. There was what they say, word of mouth.
Right.
That, if Khadijah said, "Dawn, go try a big exclusive wine," they had me on my, and you gave it a try. But what I have to deliver on is my promise of great customer service, a good experience, and a superior product.
Right.
As long as I deliver when you decide to come spend money with you, I tell people, like, if I deliver on that experience, I'll have you as a customer for life. Even if these bottles go for $15, right? Even if somebody comes to me, and this is something I think all entrepreneurs should understand, right? If my product is selling for $15, of course I don't want to discount it because my price is my price.
Right.
I'm going to find a clientele that can afford to pay what I'm asking.
Right.
But if I'm having a new customer come to me and say, "Listen, I only got $10, So now you think about it. Do I take the $5 loss now, or do I give that person that bottle for $10 and then I get what's called the lifetime value of a customer?
Right.
So most people drink on weekends, probably every weekend, especially between the ages of 25 and let's say 35. So you mean I got a 10-year window of you buying 2 to 3 bottles of wine from me every weekend, or this $5 here up front.
Right.
It's not always about the money.
That's right.
Exactly.
That's right.
Exactly.
Get
That's
the
true.
people in.
That's right.
It's the truth.
You talking lifetime value of a customer. You talking 52 weeks, $20 for those 52 weeks.
Oh man, you won't make me.
Or
be
I
mad.
should say, huh?
Look,
So
you make-
people,
took me back to
get your
homeschooling.
products
He about
out
to
there.
make me do
Whatever
mad.
it is, if you got wine, if you got T-shirts, if
Don't
you got a book, whatever
Let
it is.
Nobody tell you what you cannot
Exactly.
do. Because, again, you make the difference.
Right.
Just because people have this and people have that and they're all selling hair and she got the hair and it does not matter. 9 times out of 10, people are going to buy into you and your story. And I'm going to tell you like this. People like to take the journey, right?
Yes.
A lot of
Yes.
times when we see people start to have any modicum of success, what do we say? Like, yo, I knew her when she was out the back door of the Chinese store,
and this,
or whatever.
And you know what? Not to cut you off, when you have people that you know that started things, you know what I'm saying, and you see their successes coming into fruition, and you see like great things coming on when you like one of my closest friends, he's like a brother to me. He has a clothing line called True Story, and he started it some time ago. It's probably been about 5 years now. Like, but I can remember when he was just like doing T-shirts and he had like the white
struggle.
And now, you know, I'm on a bus. I see somebody with his shirt on, like a hoodie, a jacket, you know. And my cousin as well has a clothing line, Rock Paper Denim. And when I see people, you not like on the bus, you know, with
and that's the first thing you say.
Yeah, it's like, oh,
yo, I remember.
Yes,
and when he only had the tank top.
Right, and it makes me feel good to see that, you know, that they continued on to their journey and that other people are out there buying what they're selling and promoting. Because when you're wearing their items with their name, you are
a walking billboard.
Promotion as well.
Exactly.
Promotion as well.
My girl Candace, I love Candace. She's her ideas are incredible. Candace said if black community stopped drinking Hennessy for 30 days, the company would be bankrupt. Over 90% of Hennessy demographic is the black community.
Wow.
Now, I'd like to speak to that for a second because it's something that I've been preaching for a long time. Mm-hmm. That we do not understand the leverage that we have when it comes to consumerism.
Yes.
So if we keep trying, and I don't know how we continue to fail at this, but people want you to, you know, don't spend money with this company and I get it and I understand it. But what we have to do is stop trying to get people to stop doing what they're accustomed to.
Right.
Do. Mm-hmm. Because then people feel like, oh, I'm not going to let nobody tell me.
Controlling them, controlling what
especially in our community.
Right. Because that'll make you go out and buy something.
It'll make you go buy it And black people love to buy things that people say we shouldn't have or can't afford.
Absolutely.
Right? The black dollar is probably the most powerful dollar in consumerism, period.
Yes.
So what I like to tell people is, hey, let's stop the whole cancel culture thing. Stop trying to browbeat people into not spending money with this company and not spending money with that company. But let's offer them black alternatives that produce
quality.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
And we as a community, can we stop beating up the minority entrepreneurs? That's another thing that I champion.
Boy, that drives me crazy.
And I know it's hard because I'm experiencing as we speak, dealing with my own people.
Yes.
But what I do understand is that every other culture and every other race had a 465-year head start.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Right. They understood and they had enough time to understand the psychology behind buying and purchasing, and they've had education for years on what makes people buy this, why do people buy that, and they have training on how to deliver the best customer experience, how to make people feel. We haven't had that.
Right.
So we don't know. Don't hold us accountable.
Right.
But entrepreneurs, I have to hold you accountable as well. You have to take pride in what it is that you do. You have to, first of all, anytime you have somebody come to you, they can spend their money anywhere, any way that they want. But if they make the decision to come spend money with you, deliver on the promise.
Please.
A lot of black people don't even want you. They don't want you to, hold their hand, offer them champagne. They just want you to deliver when you say you're going to deliver.
Yeah.
It's that simple. Yes. Just deliver. Just do what you say you're going to do, and you will not have a problem. Just maintain respect, deliver on the promise of goods for services, and just don't be nasty. And we will have opportunities in the business world that will offer us alternatives to certain high-end fashion houses and this dealership and car dealership or that manufacturer of phones and all that other stuff.
Right.
We have to spark those Rashida, that's right, deliver, period. We have to spark those minds in our community that are the new Steve Jobs, but they're black.
Right.
If you realize how many times we've said, "Oh, we have the first African American out of," and it's 2020.
Right.
And
And that's
no
right.
way
And
we
it's
should
like,
not
like we
say
should
that.
not be seeing the
We
first
should not be
African
saying
American
that.
and the
Still
first
should
black
not be
anything
having
here.
the first.
Yes.
And again, as a community, we have to do better. Like, let's just try to do better. I am a champion for all entrepreneurs of minority, and I have so many white friends, and it's not to bash white people or their businesses. I'm just saying, for me, I know for a fact that everything I do is for my daughters. So I tell people all the time when I'm telling my story, I don't want the karma to hit me, me,
Right.
hit them.
Right.
So if I help Dawn with the podcast and Khadijah with the podcast, this goes on to be syndicated, iHeart, and in every platform possible, and is wildly successful. If I pick up the phone and say, guys, I need my daughters to intern to learn,
Right.
how likely is that to happen?
Right. Very likely.
It's going to happen.
It's going to happen.
That's very likely.
That's
Because
right.
I didn't ask you guys for anything.
Right.
You know what I mean?
That's
Right.
right. That's right.
And for me, every entrepreneur that I do business with, or I consult with, or I give advice to, or information, it's not to get anything in return. It's because I need,
Right.
not that I want, I need our community to start to think that ownership is the way to go. Whether it be cars, whether it be houses, more importantly, land and houses.
That's like
okay?
number one.
That's like number one.
That's number one.
Businesses. Again, I grew up down the bottom, 38th in Mount Vernon. I went to the corner to see Greasy G, and Miss Barb had the store. We got stuff on credit. Now, I'm not
Right.
saying abuse
Right.
that,
Right.
because
Right.
those companies have to pay bills.
Right.
But it was a sense of community and a sense of
And
pride
trust,
That's right.
and
too.
trust that we
Right.
had with each other.
That's
We
right.
got to get back to taking care of us and building each other up. It shouldn't be a Black Wall Street. And I know there are other ones. It was Rosewood in Florida as
Right.
well. But what I'm saying is, that shit should
That
be
should be
across the
normal.
country.
It should.
be
It
normal.
It should be normal.
It should be normal.
It should be normal.
And we
Absolutely.
gotta do a better job of just lifting one another up. It's simple. Everybody don't deserve to be lifted up. If you doing bad business, I don't
I'm
Condone
condone
that.
lifting them up.
condone that. Absolutely.
But
Absolutely.
the people out there who are doing great business, putting forth the effort to do better and to deliver on that promise, or like Rashida said, deliver, period.
Right.
We need to uplift those people. We need to spend our dollars with those people, because a lot of times we as a community worried about, if I spend money with them, they're going to get rich and they off to.
Yeah.
But that's just not the
But
case.
you know what's so funny, that our people, they have that mentality, because we
Yes.
will coat and pie. Because I know personally for myself, I shop at the Dominican store and the Asian store almost every single day.
Yep.
Every single day. And it's
true.
not
And you're
necessarily
not worried
because
about
I
how much
want
money
to.
they sending back.
But
to
that's
you.
all that's available.
Exactly.
At the-
It's availability.
Yeah,
It's that
yeah.
they're
Yes.
there.
Yeah.
The merchandise that I want and that I need, they have at their stores. You know what I'm saying? And they're right there and they're around the corner and I can get there. It's like, it's so feasible to be able to get to them.
It's
our
convenience. You
and-
paying for convenience at that point.
And then, in our community, we have a thing where when it comes to us, we'll say, oh, they charge us so much and this and that and the other. But if I'm
All
telling you right
can I
now,
respond to that really quickly before you go on? So what I need people out there to understand about when they say, black people charge so much.
Right.
Those black entrepreneurs charge so much. What we need to, which is done by design, Candace said, what we need to understand is that in order for us to be able to compete with, I'm not even going to bring in the big box stores. I'm not even talking the Walmart.
Right.
And is Kmart still in existence?
No, they
Walmart.
Do they got
I'm not talking about the Targets, the Best Buys, or the huge food chains like McDonald's. I'm talking about, let's speak to a local level, right?
right,
So if you had a restaurant, right, and you African American, you started that, you over here on the corner of where, and I'm not even gonna talk about geographical locations and how important that is.
right,
But what I'm saying is, you over here with your restaurant, her restaurant, Khadijah's restaurant is right next to yours, right? You over here selling hot dogs for $3 a hot dog. Khadijah's a white woman. She over here selling hot dogs for $1.50 a hot dog. She's selling her hot dogs for half the price you are, right? So now, as a consumer, I'm going to say, if I'm cheap or not cheap, if I'm frugal,
Right.
and this white lady got these hot dogs for $1.50, I'm gonna go
Go
spend
get
that
it.
with them.
Right.
Right. That's
Right.
our mentality. We want
Right.
to save money where we can.
Right.
But and then as a consumer, most people go home and say, "Yo, this hot dog stand. The hot dog was, okay. White lady made it was okay." But Dawn over here with these $3 hot dogs, the love, you could taste love. I don't give a fuck what nobody say.
She ain't
That's
say
right.
Dawn on it.
That's right.
She ain't gonna say Dawn on that hot dog.
She done whipped it with the
Put some
wrist.
onions in, so say Dawn.
Yeah, she over there with the onions. But which is not important. The important part is Khadijah over here as a white woman has access to over $100,000 in cash,
Exactly.
whereas Dawn has access to her bank account.
Exactly.
That's right.
Exactly.
As consumers, we don't think about that
Right.
because we don't care.
Right.
We know that you have a business and it's open, and that's all we care about. Why are you charging $3
So your hot
and
dog
she
is
charging
charging
$1.50?
$1.50.
What they don't realize is your hot dogs over here might be 100% Angus premium
That's
beef,
right.
while hers is beef, pork, and chicken.
And
So
that's what they
mix,
eat.
and that's what they eat.
And let's be honest,
You get what you pay for.
Even if she had that 100% Angus, just like you had, the difference is she can buy a skid of them, which
Right.
costs her 50 cents a hot dog.
Absolutely.
Whereas you can only buy a case, which is probably costing you $1.50 a hot dog.
Right.
So we can't compete.
Right.
So when you guys get into the mindset of I can't spend with black people because they too high. It's not because we trying to make all the money.
Right. It's because you got
It's
to
just
pay
that
more.
we have to pay more because we can't compete because we don't have access to funds and the financial buying power that the other companies do.
Right.
And if you don't believe me, when was the last time you were able to get any type of loan?
Listen, that's
Outside of a house.
That's
Outside of a house.
Get a
real
house
question.
loan.
That's a real question.
I'm legit asking.
You know,
legit-
that
that is a
a legitimate question.
Absolutely.
Now, like I
legitimate.
said, if you want to own and operate a business, you have to educate yourself because here's another thing that we fail to do as a community and as a people. We fail to educate ourselves. I'm super guilty of that.
Right.
But the information that I just came across, I shared with 2 to 3 other entrepreneurs immediately because it was about how to obtain business funding
Right.
in 90 days.
Okay.
You know how huge that is?
I mean,
Put us on.
put us on, because
I
let me
will
tell you, I applied
will
for some of
absolutely-
them prices.
and listen,
I
I'm gonna tell you, I don't
get
blow
jacked.
smoke. Myra Lansky, she's over there
Her
at
name sounds
Connected
very
Radio.
familiar.
She has her own podcast as well. I don't hope you guys don't mind me talking about
No,
other
it's
shows.
fine. No,
No,
Okay,
no.
all right. 'Cause, remember the radio wars where you couldn't mention other,
Right.
But and I'm glad we could talk about it
Don't
because
block your
we need to
blessings. support
other people.
Right.
But and Demetrius Clement over at Classic Apparel, he has a clothing company, and I sent them the information. Now, mind you, this information costs me money.
Right.
But it goes back to my original point. I need
Right.
us to win. Because
So,
I think about the
When you
future of my
lifting yourself,
daughters.
you lifting the
So
other.
how about this? How
Absolutely.
about would you consider maybe doing a online Zoom class or something like as I said earlier that he does consulting. So then this way, what you're learning, you can share for those who have no knowledge on how to. Although 9 times out of 10 you give the stuff away for free because you want to. You want to sow into other people. You want to teach other people. But hey, why not?
Listen, anything that I know, I will shout to the heavens or to anybody who would listen. Because again, it's not about. We have a huge problem in this community about hoarding information. Because we feel like if we share that information, we gonna burn it out, or it's gonna be
Right.
burnt out, or it ain't gonna
Right.
be none for me to
Yes.
get when it's time for me.
That's such a poor
When you realize,
mind frame.
and it's not anti-Semitic, but when you realize the Jewish community, the Irish community, the Russian community, they all take advantage of these built-in systems.
Yes.
And they have no issues sharing it with each other so
Yeah.
they can come up, so they can have whatever specific niche that they in, they can take and run with it and corner it and own it and make generational money off of it.
And what's so funny? It was as well as I know, especially with the Asians, like they want to only go into their own people. Like they only pour into.
Never seen.
They only pour into their own.
You ever seen an Asian at Restaurant Depot, or any other type, what do you call wholesale type store? They just don't. And if they are in there, it's because their truck that they get from their Asian suppliers,
Right.
whether it be Japanese, Chinese,
Right.
Taiwanese, Indian, Arab, whatever, it does not matter.
Right.
They only, and if you're not paying attention, the Hispanics are doing it too.
Oh
Yes,
yeah, I was
they
about to
are.
say. I was about
Yes,
to
they
say
are.
the Dominican.
What the fuck is
The
Raylicious?
corner store. Wait a minute.
What is Raylicious?
Them cookies is good as shit.
Them motherfucking
Them
ice
cookies.
oatmeal.
Wait a minute. Them lemon.
Y'all
Yeah.
play too
Chocolate chip.
Wait a
I
minute.
mean, some chocolate milk.
Too much.
The one with the lemon icing. Them motherfuckers.
Yo, what is Raylicious? I've never heard of Raylicious.
This has been popping for a couple of years.
This is what I'm saying. Where they come from?
They came out the
I bet
woodwork.
you if we digged a little deeper, collectively the poppy store said, listen, why we keep buying from these people over
Well,
here?
we can make some cookies and call these
Yeah,
bitches
yeah.
Raylicious,
So-
and they be
listen,
delicious because
and
they.
that's how you do it. That's how you do it.
But
But,
they-
that takes
I'ma tell you.
unity. It takes unity among the entrepreneurs,
Yes.
unity amongst the bakers and
Yes.
everybody else, because sometimes we can be a little selfish, and it's all about us, and I don't want to share. I don't want to
That's what
put
I'm saying.
anybody
We
else.
like to
on.
hoard
You have to.
information.
You cannot do that.
We
You
have a
cannot
poverty
do that.
mentality.
Yeah,
Because
Stephanie
we have a
said
poverty
the
mentality.
last time any of us got loans was student loans.
Right.
That too. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So,
Right.
and again, I'm not. Listen, whoever wants to out, listen, come get it. Come get it, because they always said if you wanted to hide something from,
Put in the book.
Put it in the book.
Put it
I'm
in
trying
the
to tell
book.
you.
And here's the thing now, you don't even have to read books.
You can do an audio
You
book.
just have to.
You can listen.
Or if you go down that rabbit hole of YouTube, because I tell
Yes.
people all the time,
It's so
I
much
go to
information.
Google High and YouTube
Yeah.
University. They give me enough breadcrumbs to lead me to the information that I'm seeking
Yes, absolutely.
in the book. So we had Encyclopedia Britannicas.
Yes, I love
Yeah.
them things. They was fun to watch.
You had to have a special shelf to hold this shit. But you have.
You had 3 shelves because you need from A to Z.
Am I lying?
Nah, not at all. And S was real big because I had a lot.
Remember to go to the library, you need to know
Yeah,
Dewey Decimal
Yeah,
System.
the Dewey Decimal. You
Listen.
pull the card box
Yeah.
out.
These kids have access
Absolutely.
to the world of knowledge in their hand, and the only thing they want to do
Play Roblox.
is I'm guilty. My daughter, I spend money on Roblox, but these kids only want to text, and they won't even take the time to do that correctly. The English language is dying.
That's the you.
So the English, because
That's
we
it.
have the AAVE, African American Vernacular English, or whatever.
Oh, what is that? Because that's the first time I heard. What is that?
It's Ebonics.
Ebonics.
Steph still got
Yes, it is,
Hackers.
Boo. Boo just said, is that Shannon? Yes, it is, Boo. Lamont McIntosh, Boo.
Ma, boo.
Yeah.
It's me. But again,
No, wait a minute. Boo, we trying to, where our shirts at? We tried to get you on here. See, this is, come on the show, Boo. Okay, please. He gonna text me later.
He gonna get
and fuss
you.
me out.
I see Shell too. What's
Yeah,
up,
Shell's
Shell?
on here.
We got a couple people on the line, and that's Nikki asking how can she get some of that wine.
It's good wine, Nikki. It's good wine. I ain't gonna lie to you. That's good wine.
Can we ready to do that? We ready to get into the products.
Yeah, because we got
go
about
ahead.
7 to 8
Go ahead.
minutes left before the next show. So
Oh, wait a minute. Let's support black businesses, period. Like, I go to get somewhere, I go to a black spot, get my nails done, feet done,
Yes.
that kind of thing,
Yes.
and the
Yes.
service is impeccable. So, if
And
you know,
it's a little more than where you used to go, ain't it? If I'm not
maybe
mistaken.
like $3 more. The markup isn't even
It's
bad.
not
It's not
even
much.
that much.
It's not even noticeable. So
Exactly.
again, support our people and their business ventures. This is their livelihood. So Shannon, tell us about the products. If you are interested in the products, contact me. Contact Shannon. Contact Khadijah.
So-
we got you.
Everything that you see here, with the exception of the wine, is available on iCraftmart.com. Like iPhone, it's iCraftmart.com. I'm big exclusive on everything. So if you need to follow me and get the website again, if you need to get iCraftMart.com again, just follow me at big exclusive on everything.
So you get that.
So I bought you guys gifts, right? The first one I want to show you is by a
Next
vendor
Monday, boo.
on my website called Shea Harmony.
Okay.
Clean cotton or lavender vanilla. You get first.
Give me
pick.
clean cotton.
Clean cotton. Okay. This
Let me
is
smell it.
this is a whipped shea butter.
Ooh,
And it's
that smells
impeccable.
delicious.
You get great coverage.
Oh,
It
that
feel good on
smells
your skin.
good.
It lasts all day. You can sanitize all day, and you will still
My
be
hands
fine.
are nice, let me see.
I don't know if you guys are familiar with black soap, but I started a company called
Yes.
Big Exclusive Naturals, right?
Oh, that
So
smells good.
I wanted to get into bulk products so that as much as I like to say people, that ownership is key, right? That entrepreneurship is the way to go. I now have a bulks brand of my company that I started, Big Exclusive Naturals, where if you wanted to make the whipped shea butter or lotion or anything you want to make natural products, because this is the way the world is going, right? Because of what's happening with the ozone layer and global warming, it's getting thinner, and people want more and more natural products. They don't want chemicals in their skincare products anymore. It's a great opportunity to jump into the skincare business.
I make that stuff all the
And
time.
I'm selling bulk shea butter, mango butter, cocoa butter, black soap, liquid black soap, lotions, whatever you need in bulk. Holler at your boy. It's on
That's what's
iCraftMart.com
up.
as well. This is my big exclusive natural shea butter lotion. Mango or just a kiss? You chose last time.
Just a kiss.
Just a kiss, you
Let me
get
see.
mango. All right. Here we
I was gonna
have.
pick mango.
You guys heard of shower
Oh, that
steamers, right?
smells good
Yes.
too.
All right. These are mood boosting shower steamers. You having a bad day? Get you some.
I
All right.
definitely need this right
This is pearl or crystal clear.
here. Pearl.
All right. My daughter's Maywa Cosmetics. My daughter Kayla. This is my oldest daughter. She makes her own lip gloss, lip
see
balm.
what this
She's
is
moving
about.
up to other stuff. Her product is available on iCraftMart.com as well.
And it's Maywa Cosmetics.
Maywa.
These babies got lip.
Maywa means luxury in Sudanese.
All right. Did you
Yeah.
hear that? Maywa means luxury in Sudanese.
And then we have Cami Cakes, my youngest daughter's. She does brownies, cookies,
Oh, it's a
all
brownie
dry
mix.
goods. Yep. All dry goods. All you
That's
need
right.
to do is basically for kids. We made it simple. I formulated so all you have to do is add eggs and butter, whip it up, pop it in the oven.
Oh,
so
this is
easy.
cool, guys.
Even
Look
a
at that.
kid
It got
can do
the
it.
ingredients. I mean, you guys
Yep.
over there.
Listen
And then-
here, y'all
The
get on this.
instruction.
Get on this. We support
Check these
the babies
out.
We support
Yes,
the
check
babies.
these
We are
babies
for the
out.
babies. Support them.
And the
Cami
piece
Cakes
de
and Maywa
resistance,
Cosmetic.
Peach or Concord grape?
Peach.
Peach for you. All right. This is my piece de resistance, big exclusive premium wine. It is available only if you contact me. It is important.
Exclusive.
It is. It's exclusive.
It's
It's,
exclusive
premium.
right there.
Look at that. It's crystal. It's clear. I think the label looks great. This is the first time the label's been on there.
This label is nice.
It looks
Yeah.
really nice.
Yes.
Shout out to my guy Ahmed Milton. He designed the label for me. That big exclusive logo with the crown on the side, he designed that as well. So again, what I try to say to people is you don't have to go into entrepreneurship by yourself. There are people out there and outlets out there that'll help you get started, that'll help you avoid some of the pitfalls. But more importantly, like you just have to take the leap of faith. Go out and do it. But educate yourself. Educate yourself. Educate yourself.
Yes. I am so thankful for Shannon coming on our show.
Shannon will be
Yes,
back. He will
yes.
be back.
Shannon will be back. Single dad doing his thing. And before we go off air, I just want to let everyone in the Philadelphia and the Redding area know that my brother from another mother, Rashid, he has a remodeling line called We Are Brothers Home Remodeling. He is based out of Redding. It's called We Are Brothers Home Remodeling. Check him out on Facebook at We Are Brothers Home Remodeling. And I'd like to thank everyone for tuning in with us today. Thank you,
Thank you,
Shannon.
guys.
And we will see
Thank
you
you.
guys next Monday on WillPower UnSurfaced.